Right now, a serious military operation is underway in one of the most sensitive waterways in the world, the Strait of Hormuz. Two U.S. Navy destroyers are moving carefully through these narrow waters as part of a mission that carries real risk. This is not a routine patrol or a simple naval presence. This is a mine clearance operation. And in a place like this, even a small mistake can have global consequences. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most important maritime routes on the planet, with nearly 1/5 of the world's oil supply passing through it every day. Because of its narrow width and heavy traffic, any disruption here can immediately affect global trade and energy markets. The situation becomes even more serious when you consider the ongoing tensions between the United States and Iran. This operation is not happening in isolation. It is taking place in an environment where both sides are alert and watching closely. That is what makes this mission different. It is not just about clearing mines from the water, it is about doing it while being observed, while being monitored, and while knowing that the situation can change very quickly. At the center of this operation are two U.S. Navy warships, the USS Michael Murphy and the USS Frank E. Peterson Jr. Both of these are Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, designed for high-intensity naval operations. These ships are equipped with advanced systems such as the Aegis Combat System, which allows them to detect and respond to threats from long distances. They also carry Tomahawk cruise missiles and SM-2 and SM-6 air defense systems, making them capable of handling multiple threats at once. However, despite their advanced capabilities, these destroyers are not designed to clear mines directly. Their role in this mission is different but equally important. They provide protection for the operation. They monitor the surrounding airspace and sea surface. They track any unusual movement and remain ready to respond if the situation escalates. In simple terms, they act as the shield for the entire operation. Without them, the ships that are actually clearing the mines would be exposed and vulnerable. The Strait of Hormuz is a region where every movement is observed. Iran has maintained a strong presence in these waters for many years. Their naval forces, including fast attack boats, regularly operate in the area. In addition, drones and coastal radar systems are used to monitor ship movements. This means that as U.S. Navy ships carry out their mission, they are being watched closely. This creates a constant level of tension. The U.S. ships are not operating freely in open waters. They are moving through a controlled and monitored environment. Every action is visible, and every decision must be made carefully. This is what makes the operation more complex than it might seem. It is not just about the technical challenge of clearing mines. It is also about operating under observation, where any unexpected movement can lead to a larger situation. Mine clearance is a slow and careful process that requires multiple methods working together. One of the primary techniques used is direct neutralization. In this method, a small, unmanned underwater vehicle is sent to locate and identify a mine. Once the mine is confirmed, the vehicle places a small explosive charge next to it. The vehicle then moves away, and the charge is detonated, destroying the mine. This method is very precise and reduces the risk of damage to nearby ships. However, it takes time to complete. Each mine must be handled individually, which means the operation cannot move quickly. During this time, the ships involved must remain in the area, which increases their exposure to potential threats. In a region like the Strait of Hormuz, staying in one place for too long can be risky. To improve speed and coverage, the U.S. Navy also uses helicopters for mine countermeasure operations. One of the key aircraft used in this role is the MH-53E Sea Dragon. This helicopter is designed specifically for detecting and neutralizing mines. It flies low over the water and tows specialized equipment behind it. This equipment can scan the water using sonar or create signals that trigger mines from a safe distance. This method allows large areas to be covered more quickly than underwater vehicles alone. However, it also has limitations. Sea conditions, weather, and water clarity can affect the effectiveness of the equipment. In addition, modern mines can be programmed to ignore certain signals, making them harder to detect and neutralize. This means that even after a helicopter sweep, there is no guarantee that the area is completely safe. Naval mines come in different types, and each type requires a different approach. Some mines are anchored to the seabed and float below the surface. These are connected by cables and are designed to detonate when a ship passes nearby. To deal with these mines, specialized equipment is used to cut the cables. Once the cable is cut, the mine rises to the surface, where it becomes visible and can be destroyed. Other mines are more advanced and do not require direct contact with a ship. These mines detect changes in sound, pressure, or magnetic fields. To neutralize these, the U.S. Navy uses systems that simulate the presence of a ship. These systems create signals that trick the mine into detonating early. However, modern mines can be programmed to wait or ignore initial signals, which makes them more difficult to handle. This adds another layer of complexity to the operation. Unmanned underwater vehicles play an important role in modern mine clearance operations. These systems use advanced sonar to scan the seabed and identify objects that may be mines. Once a potential mine is detected, it can be analyzed and marked for removal or destruction. In some cases, these vehicles can even carry out the neutralization themselves. The advantage of using unmanned systems is that they reduce the risk to human crews. However, they are not without challenges. Communication signals can be affected by underwater conditions. The seabed in the Strait of Hormuz is uneven and busy, which can make detection more difficult. In addition, heavy shipping traffic in the area can interfere with operations. All of these factors make the task more complicated. Although destroyers are not designed for mine clearance, they still play a role in certain situations. If a mine is brought to the surface or detected visually, ships like the USS Michael Murphy and USS Frankie Peterson Jr. can destroy it using onboard weapons. These include machine guns, 25mm autocannons, and the main 5-inch naval gun. This is not the primary method of mine clearance, but it is useful when a quick response is needed. In situations where time is critical, this approach can help remove immediate threats without delay. It shows how different parts of the naval force work together during such operations. In addition to the destroyers, specialized ships are involved in the operation. These are Avenger-class mine countermeasure ships, which are specifically designed for this type of mission. Unlike destroyers, these ships are built to operate in minefields. They have non-magnetic hulls to reduce the risk of triggering mines and are equipped with advanced sonar and mine detection systems. These ships carry the equipment needed to locate and neutralize mines effectively. However, they are lightly armed and cannot defend themselves against major threats. This is why they rely on the destroyers for protection. The operation depends on coordination between these ships, with each playing a specific role. The Strait of Hormuz is not just important to one country. It is a key route for global energy supply, and any disruption affects multiple regions. Countries like the United Kingdom and France have experience in mine clearance operations and have worked with the U.S. Navy in the past. If the situation becomes more serious, they could become involved in the operation. At the moment, the situation remains controlled, but it has the potential to expand. The presence of multiple countries in such a sensitive area could increase both coordination and complexity. Everything depends on how the situation develops in the coming days. One of the biggest concerns in this operation is the possibility of a mine strike. Modern naval mines are designed to cause serious damage. When they detonate beneath a ship, they create a powerful force that can lift the ship and then drop it suddenly. This can damage the structure of the ship and affect its ability to operate. U.S. Navy destroyers are built to handle damage and have systems in place to manage emergencies. However, a direct hit from a mine can still disable a ship. It can cause flooding, damage propulsion systems, and force the crew to respond quickly to control the situation. In the worst case, it can lead to the loss of the ship. The mine clearance operation in the Strait of Hormuz is a clear example of how complex modern naval operations can be. Multiple systems are working together, including destroyers, mine countermeasure ships, helicopters, and unmanned vehicles. Each part of the operation is carefully coordinated to reduce risk and ensure success. At the same time, the operation is taking place in a region where tensions remain high and every movement is being watched. This adds another layer of pressure to an already difficult task. The success of the mission depends not only on technical skill but also on careful decision-making and coordination. For now, the operation continues, with ships moving slowly and cautiously through the water. The goal is clear: to remove the threat of mines and keep the Strait of Hormuz open. But in a place like this, the situation can change quickly, and every step must be taken with care.
Nếu quý vị thấy nội dung này hữu ích, Xin hãy ủng hộ kênh bằng cách nhấn đăng ký, bấm thích và để lại bình luận bên dưới. Sự đồng hành của quý vị là nguồn động lực quý báu để chúng tôi tiếp tục mang đến những nội dung tốt hơn trong các chương trình tiếp theo.